Hey guys, basically I just wanted to talk about a few things that have happened to me over my RuneScape life and specifically this past year and stuff. And also I wanted to ask you guys a few questions about kind of your opinion about such things in RuneScape and a few things that have happened to me fairly regularly over the past several years that I've been playing and stuff like that. So basically I started playing RuneScape in I want to say about 2004. And I quit several times, and that's kind of my first question. How often have you guys quit? I know people quit all the time, they come back. It's almost regular that it happens. So I'm just kind of curious, how often do you guys quit and come back? Now, basically, I was kind of looking around, and based on some updates and stuff that I've seen, I've decided that I last quit RuneScape in early 2009. I mean, very early 2009. I was actually waiting. Late 2008, they kind of announced the mobilizing armies, which I thought would be kind of a cool update. And so I was just kind of waiting for that to come out. I'm glad I didn't because it was not that great when I actually did it this year. But basically, you get my point that it is fairly. That's about when I quit. And I came back to RuneScape in August of 2010. So I took almost a year and two-thirds break from RuneScape. And when I came back, a lot of things were happening. The Void Knight trio quest was working on it. First few had come out, I think. And I was waiting for that next one and stuff like that. And in the gap, one important thing that happened was this thing, my experience counter. Now, if you look at that, that's 89.3 million experience, which is a lot of experience when you think about it. And that is compared to 106 million, about 106.8 million experience total. So if you want to look at the difference between those two, what's that? That's like bad at math right now. 17, about 17.5 or so. Yeah, 17.5. I think that's about right. So 17.5 million experience. Now, as I said, the experience cannon came out in early 2010. So basically, from August, so basically all that, I've never reset it, is from August 2010 until now. That's all that experience. And basically, if you kind of think about that, that means, because as I said, I was playing from 2004. I quit in about early 2009, so that's like 4 years. I think I quit once in between there and some other stuff. But basic idea is, that's basically a 4 year block. And now, that 4 year block was about 17.5 million experience. In a 1 1/3 year block, almost 90 million experience. So I don't know if you want to say I have no life, but I kind of don't. Anyway, so yeah, kind of that's the other question. Another question I have is, how much experience have you guys really gained in the past year or so? I mean, do you find you're playing the game more and that's going up very quickly, or do you find you're playing the game a lot less and that's going up rather slowly, or not at all? Or do you reset it a lot? I don't know. I know a lot of people that do reset it, but I just like that big number. And then I come down and look at my skills. Now, just my combat stats alone. I remember coming in and the Void Stairs Back quest. I think that's it. That's the elite one, or the Grandmaster quest. It requires 78 attack and 78 strength. Now, I remember very distinctly having to train up to those stats, which means, and I was about 70 probably or so before then, which means these were easily 15 or almost 20 levels below where they were, or where they are now. I know I didn't have to train at mage, but that has gone up another 10 levels or so. Prayers have been a big one in terms of leveling. I mean, I got 95 fairly recently, but I don't even think I was 70 before I quit. I mean, a lot of this is just from memory, and this was a whole lot lower. And rune crafting was lower. I mean, pretty much all my skills were a lot lower. I think I'm just gonna say all of them were, because at some point I've trained. Well, maybe not hunter. Hunter was probably a little lower, but I've trained all these skills up a whole lot. Dungeoneering is one in particular where it was released in 2010, so obviously I came back into the game in August, and I am now level 91. So that's been a huge change for me in this past year alone. And I mean, you just look at my skills, and they've all gone up a whole lot. I mean, cooking was a lot lower, summoning, farming, that's gained almost 50 levels in farming alone. One reason, by the way, that I'm doing this video is kind of my record for next year, because I really want to see where I'm going, and I have a very bad memory in terms of where I was one year to the next. So that's part of the reason for this video, and just to ask you a few questions I've already asked, and I will probably come up with a few more as I kind of go along. And really, the goals I have now, I mean, if you watch my achievement diary, of course you know about those, and those goals were goals I never really had before. And because of that, I mean, I do train a whole lot more, I think. And then in terms of quests is a big difference as well. When I came back into the game, I really hadn't done that many quests beforehand. But now, obviously, I have the quest point cape. And here, I'll do the remote real fast. Where's that? There it is. I'm on bloom effects, though, so it's probably, it's not that great. But, I mean, just the amount of accomplishments I've had in this past year alone, I don't know, I think they're really incredible. I'm really happy with them. I mean, Herblore was nowhere near that. And just everything has gone up. I think the only ones, fletching probably hasn't changed much. It's probably changed by a couple levels at most. And fire making has changed by about 3 levels. I do remember at the beginning of 2009, I mean, I had money back then. I had like, I don't know, 20 mil bank or so. And one of the things I bought almost 80,000 maple logs. And I was going for 99 fire making. Then I kind of gave up on that. And once I came back to the game, I almost completely just gave up fire making, and I sold those maple logs. And I'm not really going to use maple logs ever again. But yeah, so now I'm 85, and I want to get 92. So. And then, so yeah, I mean, it has been a very impressive year for me, I would say, in terms of levels. Construction probably hasn't gone up much either. I don't really train it that much anymore. Maybe a few levels. But, also, not just my skills and my quests, but just my bank in general has gotten much larger. I mean, almost a 50 mil cash stack right now, and that was something that never really existed beforehand for me. I mean, I had like dragon plate legs, and I thought those were great, and I did have quite a bit of Barrows armor. I had Guthins or Guthins, I don't know how you say it, but I had that armor. I sold that because it's not that worthwhile for me anymore. It was soul split, but so I had that, and I had, I think, one other set, maybe, or not. I don't remember what I had really, but my skills, my bossing, I mean, that's all been in the past year and a third, and I think that alone really points to an accomplishment in itself. And all my levels, I do remember when I quit, one of the things I was very proud of myself was all my stats were on the high scores. Of course, this is well before the update to the high scores. And now, I mean, not only am I on the high scores, of course, this is post update to the high scores, but I'm rather high up on a lot of high scores. I mean, not so much in the combat section, because a lot of people do that, but when you come down here, I mean, let's see, where's farming? I'm almost top 20,000 in farming. And I think that's pretty good. To be near top 20,000 anything is very impressive if you ask me. And, I mean, unless there's only 20,000 people doing it, but, wood cutting's gone up by almost 1 million thanks to the limit on the high scores and prayer and stuff like that. And so, I mean, just the changes. And then actually, if I go into activities as well, I can talk about that too. Where mobilizing army, I mean, this was obviously zero since that came out mid 2009. And I mean, Fist of Guthix, Guthix or whatever, that actually hasn't changed at all. I've not played that at all. I used to play it a lot way back when because I thought it was really fun, but especially when it first came out. Conquest, that's something that's brand new for me, and I actually really enjoyed Conquest 1750 and top 2000 rank, and Dominion Tower is obviously new as well. And I guess one question I kind of have is, what motivates you guys to keep playing the game? I mean, obviously, I have my goals, I make the videos, both of those I really find fun. I mean, these goals are always going to be there for me for a while at least. And, what motivates you guys? I mean, is it watching other people's videos? Is it just you find it really fun? I mean, I find this game very fun if you ask me, but that could just be me. I don't know. But yes, that's one of my other questions. And then, what goals do you guys have? Okay, so my goals for 2012 are basically this. First of all, I do want to go ahead and get the Taskmaster emote. Where's my emotes? Taskmaster's around here somewhere. And I mean, that's something I really do want. Obviously, I can't do it now. And it says I need a clear area. Well, I can't perform it anyway. Complete every task. And so someday that'll be done. But, so what goals do you guys have? So I have the Taskmaster emote is something I really do want. And then the other thing I really, really want is I do love bossing, so I'd like to max combat. And so probably after I finish my Achievement Diary series, I'll go try to max combat. So 99 attack strength defense, 99 range, probably not 95 prayer. I mean, I know that is technically part of the max combat, but it's really expensive right now, and it doesn't really give any bonuses other than the cape. 99 mage, constitution 99, and I was thinking probably 99 summoning as well. And so those are kind of my two main goals right now for 2011 or 2012. And I would say, I mean, I didn't really come into 2011 with any RuneScape related goals. I just kind of played whenever I wanted to. But for 2012, that's my goals. And basically, I'll probably release another one of these videos in a year. I mean, it is almost New Year's Day, so basically I'll release it in a year, and hopefully I'll have achieved those goals, and maybe a few more, and then I'll be able to basically say next year I'm going to do more. So yeah, basically, what goals do you guys have? What have you kind of accomplished this past year, and the other questions I asked earlier in the video? So I'll see you tomorrow with a new guide. And as you can see, I got my Void Deflector back, so it'll probably be a Tormented Demons guide. I need to kind of make sure to make it, though, because I obviously haven't yet. So I'll see you tomorrow for that, and then obviously next week, well, Happy New Year, first of all, it's almost there, and next week, a new set of videos.